Well, hi, I'm John Hart, and welcome back to Mr. America Hart. Why am I standing here today holding these two pieces of equipment? Well, one of them looks like a napkin, the other one is a piece of actual equipment, but I'm going to call them both pieces of equipment because we're going to use these to help you with your squats. What is it about squats? What is it about this one movement that we could say some of y'all have had some problems or challenges with your upper backs? You can see right behind me, we have this barbell. The distance, the thickness of the barbell is only about 1 inch. And if you take that barbell with some decent weight and place it across your upper back, certain parts of your upper back on certain individuals, it may in fact push a little bit in the wrong direction, some of the vertebrae. It may in fact cause the muscles up there to get a little bit tight on some. This isn't everybody, okay? But on some. How do you know? You wouldn't know unless you trained for years and years and accumulated or accelerated your training to the point where you could squat big weights. And then it may cause an issue for certain people. And that pinching of the nerves in the upper back, for some, it may cause an issue, as I say. So what is an answer for this? Well, I was originally introduced to this piece of equipment called a Manta Ray. And what this does is it snaps onto the bar and it distributes the weight across a much larger area of your upper back, as opposed to having it sit across strictly a 1 inch area. Now it can be distributed somewhat over the course of 3 inches in one direction, 3 inches, about 3 inches in each direction, and then of course, over the course of about 8, 9, 10 inches lengthwise. What do I have the napkin for? Well, back in the day when the Manta Ray first came out, and this piece of equipment goes back to, about 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Advanced Fitness Inc. is the company that makes this, and they've been putting these out for years. And they used to send it out with these little stick-in pieces right here. They used to glue themselves in here just to be able to snap it on the bar, and it would lock itself in place so it would not rotate as somebody was squatting. Because without them, as tight as this can be, this setup, it can actually rotate a little bit. When you have a decent amount of weight on your back, you have to grasp the bar firmly to not let the bar move at all, and number one. And number two, you do need a little addition to that. After speaking with the owner of the company recently, I called him up and I asked him if I can get some of those inserts that they used to have, because my Manta Ray did not have any more inserts. They were lost somewhere. And I wanted to go back to using this piece of equipment because it's not just the distribution of the weight across the upper back that's beneficial. It's also the fact that it elevates the bar on your back a little bit higher. So it changes the positioning of the bar on your back to the point where you use more quadricep. I wanted to use more quadricep, less glute, less hamstring, less lower back. I wanted to use those quads more. So I always remembered that. And so I have one of these actually. And so I went ahead and started to use it, but I was missing the inserts. So he just suggested to me, they don't make the inserts anymore, that you just simply roll up a towel. And I did. And I got 2 paper towels like this. They work perfectly. And I'm going to show you how I snap them on the bar just like this. You see my setup? And I snap it on the bar nice and tight like this. I'm going to have my model, young Gabriel. You all remember Gabriel. Gabriel, stand up back there. Remember Gabriel, my oldest son right here. He's turning into quite the young man. You still don't say much, do you, Gabriel? No, he doesn't. I have it a little bit off center, so I'm going to center it over between my white lines, right? So Gabriel is going to stand underneath here for us so I can show you and still give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. Go ahead, son. Put this up across your upper back. Grab onto the bar firmly with your thumbs too. We don't do a false grip. You move your hands in as close as you can comfortably keep them. And when you do that, pulling your elbows together, look at his upper back muscles, what just happened. They all contracted tight. He's got a nice column of muscle right here. And if you keep the Manta Ray back on your traps, he's got some big traps. So the muscle is supporting a lot of this right now. So why don't you go ahead and stand on up with that. Stand up straight so they can see. Step forward a little bit like you're going to do some squats. And you can see right away the position of the bar on his back, it's not down here where a normal barbell would be. It's an inch higher. However, it's not sitting on his cervicals right now. It's not even sitting on his lower cervicals. The weight is being distributed across his whole upper trap and out towards the outer parts of his traps and upper back. The muscle is supporting all of this with that tight contraction across his upper back. The rear delts, the weight is not sitting on the rear delts. It's positioned perfectly to do a nice high bar squat without impinging your cervicals. So I'm highly recommending this apparatus, and I want to say the owner of Advanced Fitness takes this job very seriously. Over the years, he's bought the finest equipment so that he can go ahead and manufacture the best piece for you. There are other companies out there that have pirated this one piece of equipment. When I called him, he let me in on some of the history over the years, and he ended up sending me this new one right here. 2 things you need to know. Don't let that thing sit out in the sun. It will discolor. Okay, it'll turn green on you. And number 2, over time, that rubber, if you have not used a napkin in there or a towel in there like I've just put in there, then you're going to have the rubber stretch out a little bit too much. So you're going to have to go ahead and use some paper towel in there. Maybe over time you use an extra layer. But that thing is as solid as it gets once you get it on there. And the squatting motion is more vertical with your back because of the high bar position. So I'm recommending it. I'm telling you all to get a hold of your own Manta Ray. Try squatting with it. It is just an awesome piece of equipment. Saves you a lot of trouble, pinching of some of the nerves on the upper back with some people who have that tendency. Understand, I'm not saying everybody. Once again, I've said this about 4 times in this video. Is that right, Gabriel? Right. A little louder, son. Yes. Still doesn't say too much. But that's okay. All right. So until next time, before you go off to my, be to my right today, you'll see a disc pop up. That is the subscribe button for my channel. Please give that thing a tap if you're liking the videos I'm doing. And then down below, you're going to see a thumbs up button right there. Won't you give this video a thumbs up? And hopefully the YouTube algorithm will grab a hold of that and love that you're loving my videos and promote them even more. I will see you soon. Thank you.